Hey Sassy Nari, welcome to Little Fixes. This is your host Matri, a social media professional, a mother, and a simple yet sassy woman just like you. Join me for sweet, simple, and practical ideas that help you in transforming into your best self. This mental health and personal growth podcast is a reminder that you matter. Hello Sassy Nari, thank you for joining me today. Most of us don't feel beautiful enough, thin enough, curvy enough. We keep finding faults with our looks and keep comparing ourselves to the perfect images in media. This tendency affects our mental health and can even have serious impacts in some cases. But what if someone has a condition which limits their mobility? और उसके बाद भी वो इस चीज़ को अपने रास्ते में रुकावट नहीं बनने देते हैं and they do big things. As Ashton Doctor said in episode 114 कि अगर आप अपनी सिचुएशन के बारे में कुछ कर सकते हैं तो take the action, नहीं तो accept it and move on. We can do lots of things instead of being stuck on what we can't change and yes, this goes for everything. और हमारी आज की गेस्ट की स्टोरी भी कुछ ऐसी ही है. Shilpa Mehta Jain was diagnosed with 94% PPRP यानी कि post polio residual paralysis in both the lower limbs with scoliosis when she was just 2 months old. But this hasn't stopped her from achieving everything she aimed for. From swimming to driving, she does it independently and with dedication. She is also the CFO of Shantilal Mehta. Shilpa and her husband have co-founded dJED Foundation, an NGO that focuses on the causes of ecology, education and entrepreneurship. She has done so much despite suffering from a disability. When I asked her what term I should use when I talk about her condition, she said it doesn't matter. Disabled, differently abled, specially abled या और कुछ. Such labels don't matter to her because she is more than that. Before I welcome her, don't forget to follow Little Fixes on your podcast app and rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It helps a lot. Now let's start. Hi Shilpa, welcome to Little Fixes.
Hi Messi, how are you?
So Shilpa, I'm really looking forward to speaking with you today. You have a really inspiring story and we'd like to hear it from the beginning. Like what was your early life like at home and at school? When did you realize that you were different from most other people around you and how did that make you feel?
Okay. Thank you for inviting me on your podcast. Um, I was in my fourth grade, and we used to go to. I am a Jain, and we used to have this Pachala, which is hardly 200-300 kilometers from my house, but we had to go walking. So obviously every day I couldn't go there walking. So I used to go maybe once or twice in a week with my siblings and other building friends. So during Diwali, we were asked not to burst crackers. In our religion, it is a forbidden thing. And whoever would not burst crackers would get a gift from the Pachada. So obviously, we are, to get that gift, nobody of us bursted the crackers. But then most of them got gifts except for me. It was a small magnet compass box, and the reason given was that because I was not a regular student, I was not eligible for that compass box. Obviously, I was feeling sad. I cried also. My mother got me a better compass box. I still remember the color of that compass box, a purple and a yellow compass box, but I could never enjoy using that. I never felt happy with that compass box. And that was my first realization that probably there was something different. I used to go to Pachala only twice in a week, but I was still better off compared to my siblings or my other friends in the building. But still, I was not eligible for that compass box. So that made me think. But then, when you're in grade four, you're not that matured enough or to understand. So slowly, as I was growing up, I realized many of my relatives used to come and tell my parents, एक तो आपकी लड़की है, ऊपर से अपाहिज है, what are you going to do and how are you going to deal with her and her life, and she'll be a big liability for you. So all this started made me think, कि what is it and why people are saying only about me. I have two sisters, one elder brother, but it is only about me that they keep on talking, comparing. So that had made me think. When I was in grade 8, that by that time that realization had dawned into me that कुछ गड़बड़ है अपने साथ, and you have to do something. And when I was in grade 8, one of my relative came and told my parents that you should not send her to school. Probably whatever money you can save, will help you in, arranging dowry for her. Because if you have to get her married, you will need a huge amount of dowry. And that is when I was like, boss, why, I mean, why will my father have to give money to get me married? And why I need to get married in the first place? Why I can't be independent?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that is when I decided ki boss, enough is enough, nothing doing. And by the time we had this biology in school, and I realized that I had polio. And during till that time, my parents used to take me to any and every doctor, hakim, wherever they used to get an info ki, okay, here they are curing, people like her. They used to take me. I must have gone to Ved, Hakim, Hachi, whatever you can think of by the time I was in eighth grade. But then I realized because I have polio, which is incurable, I need to accept that. So I put my foot down in front of my father that daddy, it is not curable, and I don't even want to go to any further doctors or take any more medicines or anything. I mean, I had become a rebel, you know, as far as doctors and medicines were concerned, because I had that realization ki boss, it is not curable. So I had even stopped wearing my caliper. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
nothing doing. Now I will live the life I want to and the way I want to. So then, and by the time, in school also, I did not have many friends. Like people used to go to ground floor to play during breaks and all that. Well, I couldn't do that. I mean, our classes used to be on fifth floor, sixth floor. So they used to climb stairs while I had to use lift. So, obviously there was this gap, and that bonding was missing. And but only good part was that I was very good at studies as well as extracurricular activities. So whatever chance I used to get, I used to just grab it on, like mm, getting a rank in elocution competition or science exhibition or something like that. So I realized, if I have to stand out from the crowd, or if I have to do something remarkable, or people to be proud about me, it is only through education that I can achieve that. So by the time I was in grade 9, I realized and I decided that only thing I want to focus is only education. So I started, working even more hard. 11, 12, I then enrolled myself for CA, and I passed all my levels in first attempt. Then went on to do MBA. There also I cleared in first attempt. Got into Jamnalal Bajaj. So helping me focus on education is what helped me, achieve or stand where I am today.
Mm-hmm. Wow. This is so inspiring. You did all of this despite getting a lot of negativity from the people around you. But do you also feel a resentment that if you didn't have polio, you would have done something else? Maybe कुछ और किया होता life में. Maybe there was something else that you wanted to do.
See, I don't think had I not had polio, I would have done it, something better or something different. Because honestly, I never thought polio was an hindrance for me. I mean, I always believe life gives you lemon, you make lemonade out of it. Only thing is probably my journey would have been little bit more simpler, little bit easy. But apart from that, I don't think I would have done anything different. Because for me, polio never existed. The moment I decided, okay, this is my limitation, I always worked around my limitations. So I don't think anything would have been different.
That's a great way to think. Because it doesn't come easily to most of us. इस तरीके से भी सोच पाए कि हाँ अगर ये है तो इसको इस सिचुएशन को कैसे अपनी तरफ लेकर जाए. लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ अस थिंक कि अच्छा ये मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ, ऐसा क्यों हुआ, सब कुछ मेरे साथ ही गलत क्यों होता है. वी गेट स्टक इन दैट काइंड ऑफ whirlpool, if I may say. As you say कि you made lemonade out of the lemons life gave you. Do you also feel that your condition stopped you from doing certain things?
I don't think so. I mean, I would have done anything, whatever I wish to. I mean, I have also gone on treks, I have done all adventure activities, I ride, I swim, I cook. I mean, there is no word in my dictionary, or impossible is not the word in my dictionary. I mean, I believe that most of the time it is the mindset which hinders you from doing anything. So once you are clear in your head, I don't think anything can stop you. So I don't think ऐसा कुछ भी है मेरे साथ.
एंड
Maybe
हाउ
then
डिड
I
यू
would
गेट दैट माइंडसेट? बचपन से ही ऐसा था या फिर यू वर्कड ऑन
और
योरसेल्फ?
बचपन में ना मेरे मम्मी डैडी को कोई कुछ बोलता था ना इसको हिट मी हार्ड. सो आई वाज लाइक कि मेरे वजह से मेरे मम्मी डैडी या मेरे भाई बहन या मेरे फ्रेंड्स को कोई कुछ भी क्यों बोले. सो दैट इज द मोमेंट आई डिसाइडेड कि मेरे को ऐसा कुछ करना है लाइफ में कि आई मेक प्राउड whosoever is associated with me. They should feel, this is my daughter, this is my sister. And once I decided that, उसके बाद nothing matters to me because my goal is clear कि बस people around should be happy with me, they should be proud of me. So बाकी जिसको जो बोलना है बोलते रहे.
So, you are saying that you wanted people around you to make proud of you. So, did it come from a feeling कि I have to make up for my disability because मैं ये नहीं कर सकती इसलिए मुझे उनको प्राउड फील कराना है जिससे उनको ये ना लगे कि अच्छा शिल्पा के साथ ये प्रॉब्लम है?
ऑनेस्टली मेरे फैमिली में कभी भी मुझे किसी ने ऐसे ट्रीट नहीं किया कि मुझे एक प्रॉब्लम है. ऑल फोर ऑफ अस वर ट्रीटेड इक्वली. नेवर एवर कि बॉस इसको स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट दो या इसको कुछ अलग से करो आप. सो दैट वाज वन वेरी गुड थिंग व्हिच वाज हैपेंड इन माय लाइफ. सी आई वाज ऑलवेज थिंकिंग दैट पार्ट at least when we came to my family and later on when we with my friends. So I never had to make up for anything.
Mhm. Okay, so you had this fantastic mindset, I'd say. But did you ever feel demotivated? Because see, even people who are completely healthy, they have the tendency to feel less than. They don't like the way they look and maybe a lot of things. Like अपना mindset ही नहीं पसंद आता. We indulge in a lot of negative self-talk also. We don't like ourselves. So what are your thoughts on this?
See, early on, at times I used to feel that, but then, I always looked at the positive and I always focused on my goal, कि मुझे सीए फिनिश करना है, मुझे इंडिपेंडेंट बनना है, यू नो किसी पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं रहना है. Nobody should be able to point fingers at that. So once my goal was clear, I was focused. Even if there was some dull moment, I used to be able to bounce back from it. I used to always think about the positives. Okay, I used to look at the small, small achievements which I had done in the past and drive motivation from that. कि ठीक है ये प्रॉब्लम है या ये किसी ने बोला या इधर कहीं हम अटके हैं बट देन जो भी पास्ट में हुआ था उसमें से पॉजिटिव ड्राइव करके आई टू बाउंस बैक. एंड ऑनेस्टली आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पॉइंट अभी तो कुछ भी फील नहीं होता मतलब.
That is a level of acceptance I think everyone should aim for. Now it's the time for our Sass It Up section. You told me that when someone meets you for the first time, they are surprised that you are the CFO of a company. Maybe they feel a certain way about you, and then you have to tell them, yes, you are, and what is the work that you're doing. So I'm sure that you have your own way of showing them what you are, who you are. But if you could give them a sassy answer, what would it be? The people who doubt you.
I would say, achievements come in unexpected packages.
True. We talked about your mindset, your desire to achieve, keep achieving, keep reaching your goals. So, is there a book that you think helped you?
I am not a voracious reader. I do read a little bit, but I generally love reading, fiction and thriller love stories. So maybe that helps me keep away from, those negative mindsets and negative talks and all of that. बाकी
Mhm.
मैनेजमेंट बुक्स तो आई थिंक एट दिस स्टेज एवरीबडी कीप्स ऑन रीडिंग एंड but ठीक है. I mean, I generally don't enjoy those books. So, when I'm on a holiday, I want to take a break. I generally read those crime thrillers or love stories or something like that.
I also like reading fiction mostly. I like reading stories because मुझे भी ऐसे ही लगता है कि ये जो stories हैं, obviously I read a lot of non-fiction also, but मुझे भी लगता है कि जो stories होती हैं ये हमें एक दूसरे वर्ल्ड में ले जाती हैं और कहीं ना कहीं हमारा ध्यान जो बहुत सारे क्योस
हम्म,
चल रहा है लाइफ से उससे थोड़ी देर के लिए
थोड़ा ब्रेक
हटा
मिल
देती
जाता
हैं.
है, थोड़ा ब्रेक मिल जाता है.
I agree with you on that. And Shilpa, you also have a foundation, JED Foundation. We'd like to know a little about that.
See, our foundation works on. I mean, first I'll tell you why we started the foundation.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
me and my husband, we wanted to give something back to the society. My husband has been associated Mr. Sonam Wangchuk since 2004, and
Oh, wow.
2016 he realized that he needs to do something, and he had a flourishing business, but he realized that there is never an end to our wants, and
Hmm.
you can keep on earning, you can keep on wanting things for yourself and all that, but then he said somewhere this has to stop. So in 2016 he exited his business, and he thought of starting an NGO. And as far as I was concerned, I also wanted ki I should be able to give something back to the society. I mean, whatever I have achieved for my own self, but what about others? There'll be so many people who might not be able to get that supporting family, supporting friends, or that positive mindset. Okay, they come out of their problems in life. So that is the reason both of us wanted to do something for the society, and we founded this Jet Foundation. I mean, as I told you, for me education was everything, and I feel education is what has helped me where I am today. So we one of the areas where we work is education, and so we adopt a lot of villages where we run education programs for kids. I mean, there are schools in those villages, but honestly kids over go there only for those midday meals, and teachers only come there for that fixed salary. Actual
Hmm.
education is not there. I mean, post COVID, when we went to couple of villages, 10-year-old kid was not able to do a 2 plus 2. So we realize that there is a lot of gap where education needs to come in. So one of the areas where we work is education. Apart from that, as I said, my husband, he wanted to work on environment, and that's the reason we work on water related issues, other environmental related issues in a couple of villages. Like one of them is in Maharashtra, one of them is in Gujarat, one of them is in Rajasthan. Similarly, when we went to these villages, we realized that even if we are able to solve their education or water related problems, there is limited opportunities as far as livelihood is concerned, and that is the reason lot of people are migrating to cities and towns. But after that also, they are just doing that labor class work, because they don't have that much of education or that much of exposure where they can get a higher level job. So that is the reason we are also working on their livelihood issues, where we try and provide them entrepreneurship opportunities. We handhold them, okay, you can do this or you can do this to earn your living. So I mean, we are working on three folds: education, livelihood, and environment. Apart from that, we also realize that it is very important to empower girls. Their girls are mostly spending their lives in getting water, doing household chores, or at the most farming. So we are running a lot of sports education for the girls, because we feel that through sports we can empower these girls. So yeah, that is it.
This is really fabulous work. And thank you for sharing, Shilpa. Is there a way that people can find out more about you and maybe your work, your foundation?
For our foundation, you can visit our website. It's www.djed.in. And as far as I am concerned, maybe you can Google out my name, Shilpa Mehta Jain. So you might get some stories about me.
Okay, okay. So, yes, I will link the resources in the show notes. And Shilpa, thank you again for sharing your journey and for inspiring us.
Thank you, Mehti. Thank you for having such a wonderful conversation with me.
अगर आपको ये एपिसोड वैल्यूबल लगा तो प्लीज हेल्प लिटिल फिक्सेस रीच मोर पीपल बाय शेयरिंग इट विद समवन यू केयर अबाउट. यू कैन ऑल्सो गिव अस अ शाउट आउट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम. मेरा हैंडल है @littlepixelspodcast. दिस हेल्प्स मी इन ग्रोइंग द पॉडकास्ट और बहुत सारे और लोगों की हेल्प भी होती है इसको सुन के. आई एम ग्रेटफुल फॉर योर टाइम. अब मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे को. तब तक के लिए खुद से प्यार करते रहो और सदा सैसी रहो. बाय.